Hello and welcome to tonight's daily news report. I've got a bunch of big stories to go through with you today, so make sure to give this video a like and stick with me to the very end. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky calls out his feckless anti-American colleagues in Congress. Former gubernatorial race Carrie Lake down in Arizona was bribed up to $100 million not to run for the Senate seat in Arizona. Donald Trump sweeps Nikki Haley in New Hampshire, and Hillary Clinton begins to panic that Donald Trump could once again be president of the United States. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out because it tells YouTube to cast this video out to more and more people. So thank you guys so much. The results from the New Hampshire primary are in, and as expected, Donald Trump smashed Nikki Haley with 54% of the vote, opposed to her 43%. However, Haley, who did much better than expected, seemed very happy with the results she produced and declared that it showed that the presidential race is not over yet. She stated, "They're falling all over themselves, saying this race is over. Well, I have news for all of them. New Hampshire is first in the nation. It is not the last." Now, I thought Iowa was first, but I don't know. Maybe I'm bad with numbers, but she did better than expected. And the real test is going to be in South Carolina, where the governor, a senator, and a House of Representatives has already said they'll be playing their hand for Donald J. Trump. Now, on the other hand, former President Donald Trump echoed a much different tone during his victory speech. He stated, "She's doing a speech like she won. She didn't win. She lost. She did very poorly, actually. The governor said she's going to win. She's going to win. She's going to win. Then she failed badly." Now, if Trump is able to secure a win in Nikki Haley's home state of South Carolina, then I believe Nikki Haley will have no other choice but to drop out. With that being said, Haley isn't expecting to lose it. She stated, "There are dozens of states left to go, and the next one is my sweet home state of South Carolina." Now, some are saying that she may end up dropping out before South Carolina because otherwise she looks like a loser. Losing in Ohio, losing in New Hampshire, losing in South Carolina, where right now she could take tens of millions of dollars in PAC money that has already been given to her. And she can say, "Listen, I'm going to be a good fiduciary with your money, and I'm going to lock it down, drop out of the race, and I'm going to run for Senate and then try to become a senator for South Carolina." Now, this is what other people are saying could happen. My guess is, based on the amount of money that the deep state and Wall Street and corporate America have thrown at her, they have no choice but to push her forward as the number one candidate to try to knock Donald Trump off the King of the Hill game that they think that they're playing. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. By the way, I see you guys going crazy in the comments over on the right. Hello, hello. All right, let me keep going with this news broadcast. Now, shortly after the results in New Hampshire were counted, speculation arose that many Democrats may have inflated Nikki Haley's numbers by switching parties last minute and voting for her. While registered Democrats can't vote in the Republican primary election in New Hampshire, the state has 340,000 independent voters who had the liberty to vote for Haley or Joe Biden or Donald Trump or whoever they wanted. In fact, there were nearly 4,000 Democrats who changed their voting status to either Republican or independent. So there was definitely people that were voting for Nikki Haley because they don't want Trump to be the president. Now, I will tell you that Joe Biden, who wasn't even on the ballot, he won after his name was written in. And so he continues to win over there. Now, my guess is that the strategy was, let's show Joseph Robinette Biden winning in a state his name's not even on the ballot for. It's kind of a macho way of saying we can win without even having our name on the ballot. That's how popular we are. But I don't think that would work in the general election. So I do think that this was a game that they were trying to play against Trump last night. Now, the conclusion that Donald Trump has won seems inescapable at this point, with Democrats such as Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi urging, begging their followers to unite behind Joe Biden. In a recent social media post, Hillary Clinton stated, "After the Republican primary in New Hampshire, the choice for November is becoming clearer than ever. Will you choose expanding freedom and strengthening democracy with Biden, or more abortion bans and election denialism with Trump?" In regards to Pelosi, she appeared on MSNBC where she claimed Donald Trump would ban abortion nationally, which he has hinted at, and destroy affordable care or Obamacare. But last time I checked, it wasn't affordable. So I don't know why they continue to call it that. They might as well switch to Obamacare, because by calling it the Affordable Care Act, you're just making people mad because they literally can't afford it. My little sister told me just the other day, it's $580 for her and her son, who's in like the first grade. I mean, it's ridiculously expensive. Now, despite all the evidence hinting that Donald Trump will win the general election, the Republican Party still remains split. House Speaker Mike Johnson acknowledged this flaw and urged the Republican Party to unite behind Donald Trump. In an email letter, Johnson stated, "It's now past time for the Republican Party to unite around President Trump so we can focus on ending the disastrous Biden presidency and growing our majority in Congress." Now, let me know in the comments down below, don't you think there are enough Republicans that hate Donald Trump that they would rather lose than have him back in office? I mean, I can give you one example. Mitch McConnell. That guy would rather be the minority leader and the loser than have Donald Trump back in. That's how much they hate him. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Robert. And thanks everybody over on the side. I promise I'm not ignoring you, but let me get back to this broadcast. Okay, now, when it comes to the issue at the southern border, Republicans are equally ununited, according to Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. While speaking with Tucker Carlson, Paul stated, "Half of my Republican caucus is, as we speak, ready to sell out, and they are ready to sell out fake border reform in exchange for what they really want, which is to send more of our tax dollars to Ukraine." Mitch McConnell, who is currently working on his own proposal, is likely part of the group Rand Paul is speaking of. As of now, Senator Mitch McConnell hasn't made the details of his proposal public, but the word is that he's having a hard time gaining support for it. So let me know in the comments on the side or down below, why do you think these Republicans want so desperately to give our money away to Ukraine? Is it because the people that really vote them in, their corporate donors, are part of the military industrial congressional complex? Or is it because they really believe that Ukraine, being 500,000 soldiers down, still has a shot at beating Vladimir Putin of Russia? Let me know your thoughts down below. To me, I can't understand it. They don't seem to care about our southern border. They don't seem to care about our veterans. I mean, Congress is a complete mess. And you've heard it right from Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. He's saying right now, they can't even come together on protecting our border. And many of them are fighting tooth and nail to get more of your money sent off to the most corrupt country in Europe. Now, again, I don't have anything against Ukraine. I think it's a humanitarian disaster. I wish this war would end today, but it's not going to. They're going to continue to feed them false hope. It's really sad. Hey, thanks so much, Red Iceberg, for the super chat. And hello, everybody. Okay, I'm going to keep going on this now. Okay, now this is absolutely crazy. I heard Carrie Lake months ago say that somebody came to her home and offered her up to $100 million not to run for the Senate seat in Arizona, just to sit it out, don't support Trump, don't fight the election stuff in for the governor race, and do not try to become a senator. Well, now new audio has leaked, which proves and showcases that Arizona GOP chairman Jeff DeWitt was bribing Carrie Lake so that she wouldn't run for senator. He said, listen, what do you need? 10 million, 20 million, 100 million? There are groups back east that will give you whatever you want. Now, in the clip, Mr. DeWitt can be heard saying, there are very powerful people who want to keep you out. They're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way. So this conversation never happened. Now, Carrie Lake, who ran and lost the election in Arizona last year, detailed the call with Breitbart News. She stated, oh my gosh, this is the kind of stuff in movies. If these people, the political elite, want me out of politics so badly that they're willing to bribe me, that tells me I need to stay in. I mean, can you believe that? $100 million? That's an insane amount of money. Wow, absolutely crazy. All right, now, this had me laughing. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is getting pushback. She said what she hates most about MAGA Trump followers is that it's full of insecure white men that can't deal with their own masculinity. Now, I think it's funny that AOC is constantly calling America a racist nation. She's playing the race card. She's always saying how white men are the worst thing that's ever happened to America. She cries racism. She trashes white men all of the time. But did you know that she's dating a white dude? I mean, he must be some kind of beta male to put up with her and let her just trash talk white men all day, saying how awful they are. And then he goes home and begs for a little bit of AOC time. What a beta. All right. Now, the British Army General, Patrick Sander, is now warning this army to get prepared ahead of a possible feud with Russia. Sanders argued that the army needs to do more conscription so that they can take preparatory steps to enable placing our society on a war footing. In response to this call to action, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg pushed back against the need for conscription, stating, we don't see any direct or imminent threat against any NATO ally. Now, in my opinion, I don't think any NATO country will be involved in any larger war anytime soon, except for maybe in the Middle East, where the United Kingdom and the United States are going up against Iran and the Houthis as they try to protect Israel. But why would the head of the United Kingdom army be telling people, get ready for a forced military draft? We're going to war with Vladimir Putin. Meanwhile, the head of NATO is saying, what the heck are you doing? Don't do that. Hey, thanks, John Vernon, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. He says Trump 2024, Vivek VP 2024. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Would those two be like a crazy combination? As you know, I've interviewed Vivek 3 times. 2 of them have gone public. He'll be coming back on the show at least twice before the general election. But let me know your thoughts down below. Would he be a good vice president? I really like the guy. I think he's super smart, and he seems to really care about our country and fighting for conservative, family-first values. All right, now over in Ukraine, this is terrible, you guys. When I saw this, I was like, this has to be like a fake story, but one of the most devastating events just took place. It's currently believed that Ukraine shot down a Russian plane, which, unknown to them, was bringing home 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war. They were being transported, according to Russia's defense ministry. The Associated Press has reported that Ukraine's intelligence did confirm that there was a prisoner swap scheduled, but I guess there was a miscommunication, and so the military ended up shooting down their own prisoners of war. Can you imagine? You've been taken hostage by the Russian Federation Army, and they say, listen, they're going to swap. You guys are finally going home, all of those emotions, and then your own country accidentally shoots you down. It's just so tragic. I hate covering this war. I wish it would just end tomorrow. All right, in other war news, according across the world in Yemen, the Houthis bragged that they hit an American ship and ultimately forced them to turn around and run the other way. Unfortunately, thanks to data, their claim was quickly disproven by officials from the U.S. Navy. On top of that, CENTCOM detailed the attack by stating, one missile impacted the sea. The two other missiles were successfully engaged and shot down by the USS Gravely. The United States has continued to sail and escort ships through the Red Sea despite rising tension, which will likely lead to a cycle of Houthis firing missiles and the United States doing their very best to defend them. Now, from what I can read online, people in Iran and within the Houthis, they're trying to specifically target shipping containers that are owned by Jewish people, so that they can continue to hurt Jewish people and the people of Israel. And so that's what that is. Let me read some of these. Stephen, maybe you should throw your hat in the ring. We need the honesty. You guys, I appreciate that. I don't know that I'm up for politics. It seems like a pretty dirty war, but thank you, Jason, for that. I appreciate that. Maybe I'll run locally. I don't know. Okay, people are saying Byron Donaldson, RFK Jr., Vivek, Brandon needs to go to prison. A. Watson, been watching for years. Glad to catch you live. I'm glad you caught me live as well. Nikki Haley. No, I don't think Nikki Haley would be a good vice president. I don't think her and Trump would get along very well. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, I want to remind you guys that you are amazing. Now, earlier today, I did an incredible interview with House Representative Andy Biggs from Arizona. He shares some stuff that I never thought I would hear come out of a congressman's mouth. And you definitely need to go over and check that out. It was absolutely, it's just a really, really great interview. Faith Taylor, Vivek for VP. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. You don't have to do the super chats. I just want to come on and say hi to you guys. I love each and every one of you. I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I'll continue to do research and bring you guys the news, but I thank you so much. I got to go. I've got family that's waiting on me, but I love you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And again, have a great rest of your night.